This week, I take a flight to and get stuck at the world's most isolated airport, 1,400 miles from the nearest airport with just one flight a week when it doesn't get cancelled, as I take a trip to the tiny island of St Helena.
Well, good morning once again from OR Tambo Airport here in Johannesburg, South Africa, and today I'm off to a very special place. I'm off somewhere that's been on my bucket list since I was a kid, and I will explain just why. Now, as a child growing up in the UK, my favourite TV show ever was called Blue Peter. It used to be on BBC. Most people who have grown up in the UK will probably remember it. Anyway, I used to watch that programme every week religiously on a Thursday night when I got home from school. Right, thank you very much. Thanks. Now, one Thursday night in Thurmby Lodge in Leicester, I got home from school, as usual, cracked open a bag of Monster Munch and sat in front of the TV to catch up on this week's Blue Peter. And that episode was one that pretty much changed the course of where I wanted to go with my life. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. You see, that week they were reporting from an isolated British island in the middle of the South Atlantic. This place was so isolated, they only had one TV station and they didn't even have an airport. Anybody getting to the island had to take a 5-day mail ship from Cape Town. Now, that island happened to be called St Helena. And that episode of Blue Peter sparked off a desire of me to want to go and visit that place instantly. As soon as I saw it, I was captivated about this strange, mystery, remote island, knowing it was somewhere that I really wanted to go one day. And actually, to be honest, that episode of Blue Peter also cemented my desire to visit so many strange, wonderful places. St Helena is one place that I've never been to yet, until hopefully today. Now, fast forward to 2018, just 6 years ago at the time of making this video, and St Helena gets an airport built, the first one ever in its history and the only one on the island. And then they start getting regular air services as well, the first time that this has happened in the history of St Helena. Now, it's still an incredibly isolated place. It's just one flight a week, but this week I'm on that flight and I'm finally heading to St Helena. Now, Airlink fly once a week from Johannesburg to St Helena. It has a stopover in Walvis Bay, Namibia, of all places, to refuel because it's just too far for the little Embraer to fly without a refueling stop. So that's what we're doing today. We're taking Airlink from here in Joburg across to St Helena with a stopover in Namibia along the way to pick up a little bit of gas. Shall we see if we can get on board the plane? Hi there. Thank you. Hi there, good morning, how are you?
Good, and you sit one
Thank
the
you.
window seat over here.
Wonderful,
Just kindly place all the bags up, please.
All right, thank you.
Good morning, welcome.
All right then, welcome on board the Airlink Embraer 190 to St Helena. I have to stop for fuel along the way on the Namibian coast, and then from there we can continue on out into the Atlantic Ocean.
St Helena is a remote British overseas territory in the middle of the South Atlantic Ocean. It's over 1,400 miles from the African coast, and at just 47 square miles is a third of the size of the Isle of Wight, the entire island being about the same size as Disney World in Orlando. Pretty soon though, we were lining up on the runway and taking off for a ride across the ocean. My first leg was the 1 hour 45 minute leg from Joburg to the airport at Walvis Bay, Namibia, a small airbase on the Skeleton Coast. We have to stop here to refuel before continuing on across the ocean to St Helena.
Alright then, airborne from Joburg, heading first to Walvis Bay in Namibia, where we're going to pick up some fuel. Now, much like myself, a big problem that St Helena has is with excessive wind, and that's no exception today. The reason for the delay apparently today is because they were waiting to find out if the wind was going to be low enough. It's been quite windy there apparently this morning. The issue with it is that the runway at St Helena is first of all very short, but if they land from one direction they get really bad wind shear on approach. The downside of that is that the end of the runway that doesn't have wind shear is usually having a massive tailwind, which is the case today. Playing it by ear, I think they're going to make a final decision whether we go when we get to Walvis Bay. Now, I'm always getting asked very similar questions whenever I do videos flying around the world making this content for YouTube. And the biggest question I get asked is, who do I use for my mobile roaming data while I'm traveling abroad? Because it can be super duper expensive to be connecting to networks all around the world. In some of the random countries I get to as well, it can be quite an issue. Now, I'm quite lucky. My mobile plan that I have does include some roaming data, but it only includes a little bit of roaming data. For a start, you only get a certain amount of data, so you can't use your phone like you would normally here in the US. But in addition to that, it only works in a handful of countries, and most of the places I go, well, there's no roaming data available with the plan that I have. That is where Airalo comes in. You see, I've been using Airalo for quite some time now, and it's basically an app that you install on your phone, and it installs an eSIM on your device. And what that does is mean that when you go to any country around the world, you can connect to a local mobile data network over there and have access to the internet straight away. It's a lot like when you used to go and buy a SIM card when you travelled abroad and lined up and picked up your SIM card and put it in your phone and hoped it would connect, except you can do it all before you go. It costs a fraction of the price and it's just installed on your phone, so you can still keep your existing SIM for your phone calls and things like that. Airalo is super easy to use as well. You just install the app on your phone. I'll pop a link up here on a QR code for you to click on and download it to your device, sign up, and then you can buy eSIMs for any country around the world that they've got listed there within the app. It's really easy. Once you've done that, you just install the eSIM on your phone, and then as soon as you step off the plane, wherever you go, you're connected to the internet straight away, ready to go. I particularly like Airalo for travelling to countries across Africa, because Africa, for a start, roaming data plans from other countries don't tend to work in a lot of those countries, and even if they do, you end up with like GPRS data that's basically unusable to do anything except send text messages with. So Airalo's really good for those countries, because you can just go and you can connect straight to the high speed networks that they've got. A lot of the time over there I'll get 4G instead, maybe even 5G in some of the big cities as well, and it just makes it so much easier having that eSIM on there. At the moment, Airalo are giving you $3 off when you use my promo code. You could scan the QR code up here, you could click on the link down there, or you could just type the link directly in your browser if that's what you'd rather do. But if you use my promo code, you'll get $3 off when you set up Airalo, which is a good deal in itself.
There was a light snack service on this flight in business class, which was quite nice. You got some meat and a couple of little wrap things, as well as unlimited alcohol, which was quite nice for a regional carrier like Airlink. We continued on into the deserts of Namibia as we got closer to our first stop of the day, Walvis Bay on the Skeleton Coast.
Alright then, we've started our descent into our first stop of the day, Walvis Bay, Namibia. Right then, welcome to Walvis Bay, Namibia. This is right on the coast of Namibia, and we've stopped here just to get some fuel because they're filling us up now for the flight across to St Helena. Now, the aircraft could actually do the flight from Joburg to St Helena in 5 to 6 hours in one stop. In fact, tomorrow, that's hopefully what I'm going to be doing on the way back from St Helena back to Joburg with no stops whatsoever. However, the issue we have is St Helena it's about a 3.5 hour run over open water, and the aircraft's got to have enough fuel on it to get to St Helena, but also to fly straight back to Namibia, just in case we can't land for whatever reason at St Helena. It's that diversion fuel. It just so happens that the diversion fuel to an airport 3 hours from the next airport is all 3 hours of fuel, really. So we're going to be fully laden as we take off from here.
The stage with a forecast for St Helena, partly cloudy conditions, just quite windy. Winds of about 100 kilometers an hour.
That's about 60 miles an hour.
The next leg today took us on the 3-hour flight across to St Helena. After takeoff from Walvis Bay, there's nothing but ocean until we reach the Rock in the middle of the Atlantic.
Well, there we go then, saying goodbye to the mainland of Africa now, as we get our feet wet, as it were, crossing the Atlantic Ocean for 3.5 hours now across to St Helena. That's it. No more airports until St Helena. If there's anything that goes wrong when we get there, well, we have to come back here. Anyway, I did find out, though, that the captain of this flight is called Captain Cook, which is pretty good, and it's nice to know that we're in experienced hands. Alright then, lunch service has arrived. We've got a hot meal on this flight, with it being 3.5 hours or so long. I've gone for the chicken. It was a choice of chicken or beef. You could have like a spicy chicken kebab or like a South African beef dish. This is the chicken kebab. Let's see what it's like. That's actually really nice. It's not too spicy either. It's quite good. Well, here's the thing that I'm finding on this flight. This flight is dragging a little bit. There really isn't a lot to do. These planes, these little Embraer 190s, well, they're designed for short regional hops that Airling do all around South Africa. There's no Wi-Fi, there's certainly no entertainment on them at all, and the only view we get really is, well, nothing. It's just sea and ocean out the window, because we're obviously out over the water now. So if I could give you a tip for taking this flight, I'd say bring a good book with you or something downloaded on your phone so you can at least Netflix and chill as you're heading across to St Helena. The one thing I do have to say is that this is a lot less tedious than it would be a few years ago on a 5-day boat across to St Helena. I think I'd much rather be sitting here with a nice cup of coffee enjoying the view for a few hours rather than spending days down there on the open ocean.
Eventually the clouds below us started to break and I got my first views of the island of St Helena.
Alright then, we have started our descent down into St Helena. Full flight shows us about 10-15 minutes away. Still really windy, they've just said, but it's pretty much down the runway, so that's good for us, which means that we can land hopefully. We'll see when we get down there if we can land. If we can't land, we've got about another 3.5 hours to fly back to Namibia and land there.
Now the approach into St Helena really is special, and I figured I'd show the entire landing into the airport for this video. Trust me, it really is something you have to see to believe.
Welcome to St Helena International Airport.
So here we were then, safely arrived into Mordor.
This must be one of your most fun flights to do coming over here.
Absolutely is. And we don't get them often, so
No, well, that's good.
Everyone
wants to do it, yeah.
Exactly. So they have to go down the seniority list. So once a year, I get to do maybe 2 of them.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
So it's a smile on my face.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
And enjoy St Helena.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
Hi there, how are you?
You okay?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Oh, you here for a little bit, or?
Just until tomorrow, hopefully, if we can go again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're doing a quick little whiz around?
Yes, I thought, well, the days that it comes in and goes out the following day, it gives me
Yeah.
time to come and have a little look. So it's a place that I saw it on TV as a kid. On
you?
Blue Peter. I don't know if you used to get that here, and they came here.
I got a hit, but I've heard about Blue Peter.
Yeah, and they had it back in the 80s, and they came here for one episode, and they were talking about this place where there was no TV and there was no flights, it was just
That's
a boat.
probably why I haven't seen Blue Peter.
Yeah. And I was like, I've got to come and see it. And now
okay. Well, after today, tonight, and tomorrow, you'll probably need to come back a bit.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. Judging by that approach and landing, anyway. Wow, that was just.
Yes, we can make you easy.
Thank you very much. See you later. Thank you. Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Lovely, right. So there's my passport and there's my form. Now, I didn't get my number from my insurance number because it's on my phone and I didn't have a signal on the plane.
So this is your first time to the
It's my
island?
first time visiting, yes.
Yes. Okay, and so you will also, there will be a £20 landing fee.
Okay,
So it's US dollars 27.
perfect. Thank you.
So you gave me 40.
Yep.
And you will have £8.76 change back.
Amazing.
Which is in St Helena money.
Okay, that's fine.
So it can only be spent on St Helena.
That's fine. My daughter will love this. She collects all my foreign currency when I go home. She takes,
Okay.
so yeah, she'll love that. Amazing.
Enjoy
Thank you
your
very
holidays
much.
on the island.
I will do. Yeah, thank you very
Yeah.
much. And I'll maybe see you tomorrow on the way
Yeah,
out.
we see you tomorrow on the way out, yes.
Thank you very much.
See you.
Bye bye. Thank you. Hi there.
Hello,
How are you? I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. Oh, you can have those.
All
there.
right. Thank you.
I have this. Have you
All
got
right.
any other bars?
Any what? Sorry.
Any other bars?
No, that's just this one.
And you're not transit?
No,
You're not staying?
no. Until tomorrow. I'll leave tomorrow.
I'll have a few quick questions.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
Have you brought anything like fresh fruit, vegetables, honey, plant material, or any food stuff?
No. Well, I've got a chocolate bar that's sealed in my bag. If that's all right.
Have some word here with you.
Amazing. Thank you. Hey there. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Thank you. How are you?
Just checking, do you have anything to declare other than your duty feelers?
Nothing at all. No. Thank you.
That's fine, you can go right
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right then, how cool was that? Welcome to St Helena Airport on the island of St Helena. Oh, what an incredible approach and landing that was. It's like landing on the surface of the moon. Look at all this here. Just incredible. They've basically dug this airport out of the ground here on the edge of the island. It's the only way they could make room for it because it's basically a volcanic rock that is just sticking up out of the ocean, really, and that's pretty much it. So that's why it's taken so long to actually get an airport here at St Helena, but wow, just amazing, isn't it? I am going to get a ride into my hotel now, which is just down in town in Jamestown, about a sort of 10-mile drive away. So just waiting for the other passengers to clear customs and get their bags and stuff, and then we'll be on the road heading into town to explore this little island.
The scenery of St Helena could best be described as pretty varied. One minute you feel like you're driving through Iceland, the next you're in the Peak District, and then by the next T-junction you're in Cornwall. The roads are narrow and in some places you have to make a 3-point turn just to go around the sharp hairpin bends. But eventually we wound up in the village of Jamestown, the capital of St Helena. And it feels just like a quaint English village. It even has pubs and a corner shop.
Feel free to give us a shout if there's anything that you need.
I will do, thank you. Do you need my passport or anything? Or
no.
You don't need that, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Perfect, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, then welcome to St Helena. This is the Mantis Hotel in Jamestown, otherwise known as The Village, which is like the biggest settlement on the island. It's sort of sandwiched in between this massive valley just here. You can see the edges of the valley there, and it's really tight. And just this little village is just sort of lines the valley down the middle. This is my room, by the way. It's £162 a night. We're talking British pounds here because everything here is in pounds sterling. Look, we've got some little coffee station. We've got English plugs. Look, there's the British plugs and the kettle and everything just there as well. What's in the bathroom? Let's have a look. Well, that's quite nice. Well, that's very swish, isn't it? Nice big shower there. It's a really old building. This is one of the oldest buildings in Jamestown down here. So, and if you look out the window, you could be in England looking out of this window, couldn't you? Look, got the Union flag there. It's like a little park over the road there. There's a pub up the road. I saw there's a pub on the island as well. They've got pubs. It's just like being, literally, it's like if you took a slice of England and placed it on a rock in the middle of the South Atlantic, and that's kind of where we are. It's incredible. All right then, I figured I'd come for a little wander around the town of Jamestown on St Helena. And you could just be walking through a little seaside village in Cornwall. It's really, really pretty and really nice. And the funniest thing is, even the cars have got English or British number plates almost, apart from the fact they've got just numbers. But they're all like British cars, right-hand drive and everything. It's British road signs, British money, the works. It's really, really nice. Lovely little place. So we've got the church just here, and right next to the church is the prison. His Majesty's, well, it is His Majesty now, isn't it? His Majesty's prison on Helena. That's the prison. Apparently it doesn't get much use because there's a very low crime rate here. So I can't imagine many people get locked up in there, but there's worse places to be locked up. I mean, look at that view there. That's not incredible. So usually there's just one flight a week in here to St Helena from Johannesburg. It goes out and comes back every Saturday, but once a month, on one weekend of the month, it continues on doing a charter flight up to Ascension Island where there's an RAF base. And effectively this charter flight is for the military personnel, military contractors, things like that. They fly in from Joburg and they connect through here and up to Ascension, and that's what's happened. So the plane goes up to Ascension tonight, they'll stay overnight in Ascension and then come back here tomorrow to St Helena where I'll be picked up, hopefully, all being well if this weather remains good anyway, and get back to Johannesburg tomorrow evening. But don't know what the weather's going to be doing at the minute. They've said it might be a little bit dicey tomorrow, which is worrying for me because I've got quite a tight connection. I've only got one night in Joburg before my flight on, so I might have to end up shuffling a bit. But look at this though. This is the harbour front here. You can't smell it, but it smells like Cornwall. Like salty air and fish. Very nice. Holy wow, look at these stairs here. This is what's it say? Jacob's Ladder. Steps right up there. I am not walking right the way up there. That's a bloody long way up, isn't it? I wonder if we can get a better view though of the town from up there. Let's go and have a look. This is like the village square then here in the centre of Jamestown, and it's just got like pubs and churches and things around. This is literally like I'd imagine it would be in England in the 1960s. It's just incredible, and it's not changed at all. It's lovely. It's really nice. Hello. Oh, hello. Hello. Hey, no, oh, he's all right. I don't want to say he's come to say hello. Oh, he's good. Sorry. No problem. Well, I think that's pretty much the whole of Jamestown we've just walked. There's not much to it. It's basically a village, and they call it the village as well. So the village on the rock, because it's a little village on a rock. Right, I'm going to go back to my hotel, which is about 50 steps this way.
And so I went to bed, looking forward to my flight back to South Africa in the morning. That was, though, until the next morning.
Well, good morning from beautiful St Helena, and unfortunately it's not really a good morning because I've had an email from Airlink this morning saying that the flight in from Ascension this morning has been cancelled because of the weather. And yeah, if you look up there you can see there's loads of low cloud moving in, the wind's picking up. We're in for some weather today, unfortunately, so they can't fly in. which means I'm stuck here now until at least tomorrow. I've got an extra day here, sadly, which is a bit annoying because after that I'd got about 2 more flights planned to take me home, leaving tomorrow morning, and obviously that's not going to happen now. So I need to go to the travel office now. They've got like a travel office that deals with all the sorts of flights on and off the island. Got to go and figure out if they're going to get me on the flight tomorrow or not, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so a bit of an update. They've managed to book me on the flight tomorrow. They've effectively automatically rebooked everybody onto the same flight tomorrow, leaving, which wasn't obviously running originally. It's a once a week flight, but obviously the flight's now coming in tomorrow instead of today. So I've got an extra day here, at least, in St Helena, stuck here. Amazing. I might go and have a look at these steps that I saw yesterday, see if I can climb them, get to the top. Oh good God, there's a lot of them, isn't there? Look at that, wow. Okay, let's see if we can, let's see how far up we get. Oh blimey, I've had enough already. They're quite steep actually, quite steep stairs. Wow. Oh my God, and it's windy. This might not be a good idea. Goodness me, I'm so unfit. Oh, we haven't made it this far. Oh, and there is. Oh, there is Jamestown. Flipping heck. I think that'll do me. It's too windy. That's my excuse. The headwind. Wow. Huh. All right then, let's go back down. I've given up, got about halfway up, I give up. Gordon Bennett, but coming back down, well, it's even just as scarier, it's probably scarier than coming up actually, because look how steep this is. Whoa. I would not want to be tackling these stairs after a few bevies. Whew. So the issues that St Helena has with its airport then are pretty much evident on a day like today. The weather a lot of the time can be just brutal here in this little island in the middle of the South Atlantic. The winds, as we've already seen, can be absolutely horrendous here because there's nothing to stop them. It's nearly 2,000 miles to the nearest land anywhere else. So the winds have an open run straight across the Atlantic and pummel this island quite badly. Let's get a cup of coffee, I'll explain the rest. So aside from the wind, obviously, which is a huge issue here, the other issue they have here is the cloud base. The airport itself is perched on a rock 1,000 feet above sea level, which means that with all the terrain around it, planes have got to have a minimum cloud base of like 2,000 feet. They have to be able to see the runway to be able to get in below that. And the way the weather is most of the time, it makes it quite tricky. If the clouds start rolling in, well, that means they can't come in at all. And the kicker to this is they can't come in or leave the airport either, even if the plane's already here, if the weather's bad, because the alternate airport, in case anything happens to the flight, for the first 2 hours of the flight, there is nowhere closer than coming back to St Helena. There's nowhere else they can go. So literally, if they take off, they've got to be sure they can get most of the way across to Africa. It makes it quite challenging, and cancelled flights are, it seems, a bit of a routine thing here. I've been chatting to all the people here at the coffee shop here and up at the hotel, and everybody says the same thing. It's often cancelled like this. So fingers crossed the weather's a bit better tomorrow. It's not, apparently not normally more than 2 days in a row it's cancelled. Usually by Tuesday they get you out, so who knows. Oh man alive, this is good. This, by the way, is St Helena coffee, grown here on the island. Apparently the purest coffee in the world, because they originally imported Arabica beans back in the 1700s here to St Helena, and because it's so remote, nothing has changed, nothing's had a chance to sort of implant with the Arabica beans that they grow and the plants and everything. So it still was basically the same recipe as it was 400 years ago, really. My God, it tastes nice actually. Might have to get a bag of this, take it home with me. You know, the thing is though, as always when I take these trips, things go wrong from time to time, and all I can do really is think, well, that was cold. These things happen for a reason, and yeah, I'm going to miss my Air China flight I've got booked tomorrow. I'm going to miss my Asiana flight after that. I've got no idea at the minute how I'm getting home after I leave St Helena tomorrow, hopefully. But that's part of the fun of doing it. It'll all work out in the end, and there's a reason for it. There's a reason for me being stuck here, even if I don't necessarily see it right now. Maybe that reason is I get an extra day of rest at the end of this really intense trip. Maybe that reason is that flying on Air China right now isn't a good idea. I don't know. You don't know, do you? You can never tell. But I just know that there's a reason for me being stuck here, and well, there's worse places to be stuck, I suppose, isn't there? Right, one thing that's amazed me actually since I've been here on St Helena is how the fact that everybody sort of knows everything that's going on straight away. Like, there is no question. Like this morning, the cleaner came into the room this morning. She said, "Oh yeah, your flight's been cancelled, but don't worry, there it's all being sorted. We've extended your hotel." They knew at the same time as I did, and I've not even had to do anything. But they've already got meal vouchers and everything. They brought it to my room. I don't know how the logistics of that works. Like, maybe they've spoken to the office or something. Maybe they've sent it over. Everybody knows where everybody is who's meant to be on that flight. And it's crazy. They've just brought the meal vouchers round to the hotel. So I've got a meal voucher here for tonight for £20. So that'll be good. Nice meal tonight. And for my hotel tonight, I don't know whether... I don't think they're going to cover the hotel. I'm not entirely sure if that will happen or not. I'm not sure how it works really. I'll speak to them, but they basically have been so accommodating about it. Everybody on the island knows that the flight's cancelled. Like, it's crazy, but that's fine. I managed to reschedule my flight out of Joburg as well for another day. So now instead of going Air China back from Joburg to Beijing and then onwards to Los Angeles, I am now basically taking a non-stop flight from Joburg back to New York with United. So that will still get me in on the same time within a few hours that I was supposed to get in anyway in a few days' time, which is pretty good, as long as the flight doesn't get cancelled tomorrow as well, because if that happens, well, then I don't know what we're going to do. We'll figure it out one way or another. We'll sort it. We're here and I get to chill out for a little bit, get a bit of work done, just have a nice relaxing time. So that's good.
The next morning, I woke up to some positive news.
Well, good morning once again from St Helena. It's now day 3 that I've been here on this island. I am now keeping fingers crossed that I might get out of here today. It's now 8:40 in the morning. This time yesterday we'd already had the notification. It came about 7:30 that the flight had been cancelled. As of yet, I am touching wood heavily, there is no notification that the flight's been delayed further, which is nice. I did check the weather this morning. The winds are a little bit of an issue today. Looks like they're gusting to 60 knots at the minute, which is about 65, 70 miles an hour, or roughly about 105 kilometres per hour if you're of the metric persuasion. That's quite a lot of wind. However, it's roughly what we had when we landed here, so maybe they can land in that. At the moment, the plane is still up on ascension. It says check-in is closed for that flight down to here, which means that, fingers crossed, people might be at the airport ready to come down. I don't know. Until I am on that plane and in sight of the African coastline, I'm not taking anything for granted. But fingers crossed, we might be going back to Joburg today, which will be nice. We're going to go and grab some breakfast and we'll see what happens, really, because that's all you can do, isn't it, really? Wonderful, thank you. It was for 2 nights in the end, though.
So the other night for yesterday,
yes,
it's not, you're not paying for it.
Oh, okay. Is that because the flight was cancelled?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you're only paying for 1 night.
Oh, amazing.
And then something which you had, and then the transport to come and to go back here.
Sounds amazing. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
And they settle up directly with you then, I guess. That's good. All right, so as far as we know, everybody on the island has been told that the flight is coming today from Ascension. They're going to give it a go. They're going to come and try landing. So we've checked out of the hotel. They've arranged a bus for everybody to get back to the airport now. So we're going to head to the airport and wait there and see what happens. And fingers crossed it shows up. So let's see.
When you actually get back, please hold on.
Oh, is he a bad driver?
Yeah.
Oh no. It can't be scarier than landing here anyway, so that's
Thank you so much.
amazing. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bring it up.
Oh yeah, thank you.
As it turned out, the bus to the airport would turn out to be the hotel owner's car.
Am I right in the front or? Yeah. Cool. Bit more leg room.
What you got? Is it for one day?
2 in the end, but it was supposed to be 1.
We made the drive back to the airport, where I was hoping beyond hope that the flight might actually be on its way from Ascension.
All right, then back at St Helena Airport, we're getting closer to potentially being able to get off the island now. So fingers crossed the flight's going today. Fingers crossed it makes it in. This cloud is a little bit low. As you can see over there, if you look just kind of where those mountains are, it's quite low, but I don't know. Does that mean we can get in or not? I don't know. We'll see. The only time I'm going to be confident that I'm going to get back to Joburg today is when we approach that African coastline later on today. We'll figure it out. Let's go inside. Let's get checked in at least. Keep everything crossed that we get out of here today. Hello there, how are you? I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Any bags to check inside?
No, just my carry on, please. Yeah. Everything crossed that we get out of here today.
Yes, the plane is arriving at 12.
Oh, nice. Is it on its way already?
Yeah,
oh, amazing. Amazing. How often is the flight cancelled out of here usually?
Well, this year we had quite a few, you know.
Right.
Yeah, the weather has been really bad.
Yeah.
I think this is the most times.
Yeah.
And like especially during this like period from July down to October is the best.
So it's your winter, isn't it, down here? So yeah. Interesting.
And our winter is crazy.
Yeah. Well, we'll be out here.
So that's your boarding pass.
Okay.
Yeah, and because you're in business class, you also use that at the restaurant when you go through.
Oh, okay, right.
Free
something, a free something.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Hi there. How are you doing?
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Hello there. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Okay. Did you enjoy your extra day?
Yes, I did. It was nice. I stayed at home. I stayed at the hotel and stayed in bed for most of it, and it was nice. Like a day off, it was lovely.
Oh.
You guys must be on so flexible schedules to be able to just come into work a day later or something. Yeah.
We have to juggle everything around.
I bet.
There we go.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Thanks. And hopefully we're out of here now. Hopefully I won't see you again. I'll take that the right way. Thank you.
All statements and fears concerning bombs, explosives, weapons, and any other similar devices or means of destruction will be treated very seriously.
Right, then I made it through to airside here at St Helena Airport, and amazingly there is a business class lounge here. There's no food, but you do get a voucher to go to the cafe and get a meal from there. I don't want a full meal, to be completely honest. It's I've not long had my breakfast a few hours ago, so I'm not after a full meal, so I might just grab a drink or something and then come and chill in here. But this is quite a nice little lounge anyway. There's a few little seats and stuff. Obviously not a massive airport because there's like one flight a week usually, but I am informed, although it's not showing on flight radar, I am informed reliably that the plane has left Ascension and it's on its way down here, which means they must think there's a pretty good shot of landing. It's more than it did yesterday, put it this way. So fingers crossed we'll get out of here. It's looking marginally more likely. We're maybe 50-50 whether we're going to get out of here now today, which is 50% more than yesterday, so I'm seeing that as a win anyway. So I got my cup of coffee, trying to get on the Wi-Fi here. It's it's doing what it has been since I've been here. It's really slow. Obviously internet connectivity here in these islands is crazy. They only get like 2 meg internet and they pay a fortune for it, like £80-100 a month for 2 meg internet. They can't even use Starlink, which was sort of like my question. Can they use Starlink here? Because it's like a fraction of that price and you'll get like 400-500 meg plus with Starlink. I've got one at home. It's quite nice. But they're not allowed because Shaw, the company that basically run the internet here, it's a government monopoly. So if you try and put anything else in, you get fined. So they're not allowed to use anything other than the crappy internet they can provide. So, which is a shame, but hey, it's better than what they had before, which was nothing. All right, then, moment of truth. The plane is on final approach into St Helena. Will it land? I really, really hope it does. Clouds a little low, but maybe there's enough room for them to see the runway when they get out of the clouds. I don't know. We'll see in a minute. Moment of truth, we'll find out in a sec, I guess. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. I don't think I've ever been this nervous to see a plane land before. Okay, 1500. Is it going to carry on descending? Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention?
Oh my god, it's made it. It's landed. Okay. I'm a bit happier now. I'll be more happier when we're on most of the way to Africa. But for now, we're another step further. Wonderful, thank you very much. Oh, there's the wind. We're on the other side, are we? Sorry. Hiya, you alright?
Thank you.
Amazing, thank you. Alright, thank you. See ya. Thank you. See ya. Hello again. Thank you very much. How are you?
Good, and you? May I come check your boarding pass again, please?
Yes, of course. How did you enjoy your extra night in Ascension?
Wonderful. Wasn't it a blessing? I'm sure you enjoyed St Helena.
Yeah, well, I got a free night in a nice place, so I'm not complaining. It was lovely.
Why
Yeah,
not? Like a wonderful gift and a surprise.
Yeah, exactly.
Enjoy.
Not bothered about the missed flights or anything. Thank you. All right then, made it back on board. We've got a thumbs up from the captain. He thinks we can go, I think. So yeah, let's keep everything crossed until, what I mentioned earlier, until I see the African coastline out of my window. I am not counting any chickens, but let's see. Let's enjoy the flight back to Joburg. Fingers crossed, hopefully.
And with that thumbs up from the captain, pretty soon everyone was on board, the engine started and we taxied out for our departure off of St Helena. Unlike on the way out, the flight back to Joburg is non-stop, as the aircraft doesn't need to stop to pick up diversion fuel along the way. Once we reach the African coast, we're closer to a lot more airports that we could divert to. The flight back to Joburg today took 4 hours and 18 minutes.
You know what? I've really enjoyed these last few days here in St Helena. I've true bucket list destination for me to get to go to this remote island that I'd seen on TV all those years ago, and now I've been and I've seen what's there, and just like all of these little isolated communities I've visited, I had just such an amazing time. Yes, frustratingly, I ended up missing my connecting flights back out of Joburg, so now I've had to book new flights and stuff. Not the end of the world, they're all business class refundable tickets, which is why I tend to book them, because I can just swap and change them. But chance to have an extra day there in St Helena was just amazing, and actually it worked out for the best, really. I got to have a day just relaxing and chilling, and now I've got a night in a hotel when I get to Joburg, and tomorrow I fly straight back home, non-stop, United Red Eye, all the way overnight. No filming. I'm just going to sleep and enjoy a flight. So cheers to St Helena. one of the coolest places I've ever been to, and I mean that.
My flight to St Helena and back cost me about $1,900 or roughly 38.8 million Laotian kips, working out to a fare of 42 cents per mile.
Heading back home now?
Yeah, back to the States now. So, yeah, I live in Texas. So.
Oh, back?
Yeah,
Texas is home.
Texas is home, yeah. So tomorrow night, Harriet.
Fabulous.
Amazing, very much. Thank you, bye-bye. And that's it now for me. Back to my hotel, get some rest, and tomorrow the flight back home, and I'm having a rest, and I'm not filming that one. So yeah, sorry, but yeah, Airlink, absolutely fantastic. St Helena, wow, bucket list, ticked off, checked off, whatever you want to call it, amazing. Let me know what you thought to St Helena down in the comments. As always, would you take that flight out there just for a night or just even for a week? I mean, I think there's enough to do there for a week, isn't there? But let me know down in the comments. And in the meantime, thank you as always for watching. Take care, be kind to one another, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.